The gruesome biology of slow venom on a sun-drenched Indonesian island. A colossal water buffalo is grazing peacefully. From the tall grass, a 10-foot-long Komodo dragon emerges, moving with ancient confidence. Suddenly, it lunges. In a blur of muscle and scales, the dragon latches onto the buffalo's leg, delivering a single, savage bite. Then, just as quickly, it retreats away. The hunt is over. Or is it? For this water buffalo, the real horror has just begun. That bite wasn't just a wound, it was the start of a slow, systematic dismantling from the inside out. This is the gruesome biology of a predator that doesn't need to overpower its prey. It has a far more terrifying weapon, time, and a venom that wages a silent, brutal war. What you think you know about this dragon's deadly bite is probably wrong. The truth is far more complex, and way more frightening. Section 1. The myth of the septic bite. For decades, every nature documentary told the same grisly story about the Komodo dragon. The theory, popularized by herpetologist Walter Auffenberg in 1981, was as captivating as it was disgusting. It claimed the dragon's mouth was a walking cesspool, a biological weapon teeming with deadly bacteria grown from the rotting flesh of past meals. The story went like this: the dragon bites its prey, and even if the animal escapes, it's a death sentence. A cocktail of over 50 different strains of nasty bacteria, supposedly including *Pasteurella multicida, would seep into the wound, triggering a runaway infection and fatal blood poisoning. The dragon, a patient hunter, would simply follow its victim for days, waiting for sepsis to do the dirty work before claiming its prize. It was a perfect narrative. It painted the dragon as a dirty, passive scavenger that used filth as its weapon. This idea got so stuck in our heads it was accepted as fact. Zoos even marketed their dragons as bacteria-infested monsters. It all seemed to explain how a 150-pound lizard could take down a 2,000-pound water buffalo. The problem? It's almost completely wrong. Section 2. Debunking the dragon's kiss. Once modern microbiology came along, that story started to fall apart. In 2013, a team led by Venom researcher Dr. Brian Fry at the University of Queensland put the bacteria hypothesis to the test. They swabbed the mouths of captive and wild Komodo dragons, and what they found was shocking. The mouths of Komodo dragons are, surprisingly, clean. In fact, they have pretty good oral hygiene. After a meal, a dragon will spend 10 to 15 minutes meticulously cleaning its mouth, licking its lips and rubbing its head in leaves to get rid of any leftovers. They don't have chunks of rotting meat stuck in their teeth. The study found their mouths had no more harmful bacteria than any other wild carnivore, like a lion or hyena. That supposedly lethal *Pasteurella* bacteria was nowhere to be found. So, where did the myth come from? It was a case of ecological coincidence. Water buffalo aren't native to the Indonesian islands where Komodos live, humans brought them there. When a native animal like a deer gets bitten, it usually dies fairly quickly. But a water buffalo is a different story. When it's injured, its instinct is to run to water. On Komodo Island, that water is often a stagnant, feces-filled wallow. The infection that kills the buffalo doesn't come from the dragon's mouth. It comes from the filthy water the buffalo wades into. The dragon's bite creates the wound, but the buffalo's own behavior lets the infection in. The bacteria myth was just a tragic misunderstanding. Section 3. The real weapon of venomous cocktail. If it's not bacteria, then what is it? The answer was hiding in plain sight. In 2009, long before he debunked the bacteria myth, Brian Fry and his team put a preserved Komodo dragon head into a medical MRI scanner. What they discovered rewrote the textbooks. Tucked away in the dragon's lower jaw weren't one, but two large, incredibly complex venom glands. These weren't just for saliva. Inside was a sophisticated cocktail of toxic proteins. Suddenly, the picture changed. The Komodo dragon wasn't a walking vessel of filth. It was the largest venomous animal on the planet. But its venom system is nothing like a snake's. A cobra injects venom with hollow fangs like a needle. The Komodo dragon uses a messier, but brutally effective method. Ducts from the venom glands open right at the base of its serrated teeth. When the dragon bites, pressure forces the venom to pool and ooze into the deep wounds its teeth create. This grip, rip, and drip method makes sure the venom thoroughly soaks into the damaged tissue. Section 4. The gruesome biology of a slow death. This venom isn't designed for a quick kill. It's a chemical agent made for a slow, systematic breakdown. The effects are multifaceted and horrifying. First, the venom is a powerful anticoagulant. A suite of proteins gets to work immediately, destroying the body's ability to clot blood. A normal wound would eventually stop bleeding, but a Komodo bite victim just keeps bleeding. And bleeding. Second, other toxins in the cocktail are vasodilators. They cause a catastrophic drop in blood pressure, a state known as hypotension. The blood vessels widen, and the circulatory system can't maintain pressure. This sends the prey into a state of profound shock. The animal becomes too weak to run and too disoriented to fight. This is all made worse by the dragon's teeth. They aren't just sharp, they're serrated like a shark's, designed to tear and rip flesh. This grip and rip motion creates massive, gaping wounds that maximize both blood loss and the surface area for the venom to be absorbed. The combination is devastating: uncontrollable bleeding, plummeting blood pressure, and crippling shock. For smaller native prey like deer, the end can come in minutes or hours. But for a 1-ton water buffalo, this is just the beginning of a long, agonizing decline. Section 5. The long wait. The bite is delivered. The chemical time bomb is ticking. Now, the dragon's most remarkable trait comes into play: its relentless patience. It doesn't need a long, risky fight. It just retreats and waits. Using its forked tongue, the dragon tastes the air, picking up scent particles and delivering them to a sensory organ in the roof of its mouth. This lets it track its dying prey with astonishing accuracy, sometimes from kilometers away. For the water buffalo, the world is falling apart. Weakened by blood loss and shock, it stumbles through the landscape. The venom keeps working, causing muscle paralysis and hypothermia. Every step is an ordeal. The dragon follows, a silent, primordial shadow, sometimes for hours, sometimes for days. It's a slow-motion pursuit, a testament to an evolutionary strategy that values efficiency over brute force. The dragon knows it doesn't have to hurry. The venom has already sealed the prey's fate. Section 6. The inevitable collapse. Finally, after a day or maybe two, the buffalo's body gives out. Its circulatory system has failed. It collapses from shock, its strength gone. Only now does the dragon approach to claim its meal. Often, the scent of the dying animal has attracted other dragons, and several may gather for the feast. Using their flexible jaws and powerful necks, they tear into the carcass, swallowing huge chunks of meat, hide, and even bone. Their metabolism is so slow that one large meal can sustain them for over a month, the final, crucial piece of their energy-efficient strategy. What starts with a single, deceptive bite ends in a communal feast, the final, brutal act in one of nature's most macabre plays. The brutal, patient, and highly evolved world of predators is full of these incredible stories. If you find this gruesome biology as fascinating as we do, make sure to subscribe for more deep dives into the weapons and strategies of the animal kingdom. Conclusion: the Komodo dragon is a living relic, a holdover from an age of giants. Its strategy isn't brute force, but insidious chemical warfare, perfected over millions of years. For decades, we were captivated by the myth of a septic bite, but the reality of its sophisticated venom is far more compelling. Today, this ancient predator faces modern threats. In 2021, the IUCN reclassified the Komodo dragon from vulnerable to endangered. With only around 1,400 mature adults left, their survival is threatened by climate change shrinking their island homes and by human encroachment. Understanding the true, gruesome biology of this magnificent hunter isn't just about debunking a myth. It's a critical step in appreciating and protecting one of the planet's most unique creatures before its time runs out.